Hello friends, welcome to the new lecture on hydrograph. Today in this lecture we are going to learn about hydrograph, unit hydrograph, how to derive the unit hydrograph from a flood hydrograph, what are the components of hydrograph and numerical examples based on it. So let us start. I am Professor Deepak Narayan Paitankar. Once again welcome you to the new lecture. What is hydrograph? It is a graph showing the rate of flow, that is discharge, versus time past a specific point in a river or other channel or conduit carrying the flow. It can also called as a graph showing the volume of water reaching a particular outfall. Such hydrographs are commonly used in the design of sewerage, more specifically in the design of surface water sewerage systems and combined sewers. In general, hydrograph it is a response of a catchment to the rainfall. How a catchment behaves when rainfall occurs, when we draw it on a graph paper showing the time on x-axis and discharge on y-axis, a typical curve we are going to get, which is called as a hydrograph. Consider a concentrated storm producing a fairly uniform rainfall of duration D over a catchment. After the initial losses and infiltration losses are met, the rainfall excess reaches the stream through overland and channel flows. In the process of translation, a certain amount of storage is built up in the overland and channel flow phases. This storage gradually depletes after the cessation of the rainfall. Thus, there is a time lag between the occurrence of rainfall in the basin and the time when the water passes the gauging station at the basin outlet. The runoff measured at the stream gauging station will give a typical hydrograph as shown in the following figure. So let us understand the components of this particular figure. This figure is known as hydrograph. As earlier said, it has on x-axis it has time in hours, on y-axis you can see the discharge in meter cube per second. If on a stream gauging station we measure the discharge on hourly basis, then we will have a set of readings like first hour and corresponding discharge, second hour and the corresponding discharge, third hour and the corresponding discharge, and so on. If we plot a graph of discharge versus time, typically we are going to get a graph like this, which is known as hydrograph or a flood hydrograph, which has several components like this MA. It is a base flow recession. Before starting of the storm, these components exist in the hydrograph. Then AB is the rising limb, then BC is the crest segment, CD is the falling limb or a recession limb, and this DN is the base flow recession. Here point B and C are called as inflection points, and this particular D, it is the duration of this rainfall. This particular dotted line separates the hydrograph in two regions. The lower one it is called as a base flow, and upper portion it is called as direct flow. For calculation purpose, sometimes we have to separate the component of base flow and we have to find out the direct flow accordingly. The duration of the rainfall is also marked in this figure to indicate the time lag in the rainfall and runoff. Time lag, you can understand it by a later figure. See, this is the peak rainfall and this is the peak discharge. The time between these two events, it is the time lag. Thereafter, the hydrograph of this kind, which results due to an isolated storm, that is single storm, is typically a single peaked skew distribution of discharge and is known variously as storm hydrograph, flood hydrograph, or simply hydrograph. It has three characteristics regions. First one is the rising limb AB joining the point A, the starting point of the rising curve, and point B, the point of inflection. Second is the crest segment BC between the 2 points of inflection with a peak point P in between. And third is the falling limb or depletion curve CD starting from the second point of inflection C. The hydrograph is the response of a given catchment to the rainfall input. If a catchment is given rainfall, how the catchment behaves, the output is nothing but the hydrograph. It consists of flow in all three phases of runoff, with surface runoff, interflow and base flow, and embodies in itself the integrated effects of a wide variety of catchment and rainfall parameters having complex interactions. Again, let us look at the components of rainfall. Rising limb. The rising limb of a hydrograph, also known as concentration curve, reflects a prolonged increase in discharge from a catchment area, typically in response to the rainfall event. So in rising limb, you will have prolonged increase in the discharge. So here it is the rising limb. Here you can see in small duration of time the discharge, it is more. Recession limb or falling limb. The recession limb extends from the peak flow rate onwards, the end of the storm flow, and the return to groundwater derived flow, that is base flow, is often taken as the point of inflection of the recession limb. The recession limb represents the withdrawal of water from the storage built up in the basin during the earlier phases of the hydrograph. Peak discharge, it is shown here. The highest point of hydrograph when the rate of discharge is the greatest is called as peak discharge. Lag time, the time interval from the center of mass of rainfall excess to peak of the resulting hydrograph. We will understand this term rainfall excess later. Just understand that the time interval from the center of mass of rainfall excess to the peak of the resulting hydrograph, it is called as lag time. Then time to peak, the time interval from the start of resulting hydrograph, up to the peak, it is the time to peak. Then discharge, the rate of flow, volume per unit time, passing a specific location in a river or other channel, it is called discharge. The same hydrograph, it is represented over here, which shows you the peak rainfall, then the lag time. This is the center of rainfall excess. Then this particular highest point shows the peak discharge. Here you can see the rising limb, falling limb. Further you can see the base flow, and this is a typical storm runoff. Hydrograph usually consists of a fairly regular lower portion that changes slowly throughout the year and rapidly fluctuating components that represents the immediate response to rainfall. The lower slowly changing portion is termed as base flow, and the rapidly fluctuating component is called as direct runoff. Here this particular lower portion is called as base flow, and upper portion above this dotted line, it is called as direct runoff. Then Effective rainfall. We have to understand this term to know the rainfall excess as stated earlier over here. Rainfall excess. Let us see the figure over here. It has time in hours on x-axis and rainfall intensity in centimeter per hour on y-axis. The figure, it is a graphical representation in the form of bar chart which shows losses below this particular line and remaining portion which will turn into the runoff. It is called as rainfall excess. Effective rainfall, also known as excess rainfall ER, is that part of the rainfall that becomes direct runoff at the outlet of the watershed. It is thus the total rainfall in the given duration from which abstractions such as infiltration and initial losses are subtracted. As such, excess rainfall could be defined as that rainfall that is neither retained on the land surface nor infiltrated into the soil. For purpose of correlating DRH, that is direct runoff hydrograph, with the rainfall which produced the flow, the hydrograph of the rainfall is also pruned by deducting the losses. It is the hydrograph, not hydrograph. It is hydrograph. Above figure shows the hydrograph of a storm. The initial loss and infiltration losses are subtracted from it. The resulting hydrograph is known as effective rainfall hydrograph, ERH. It is also known as the excess rainfall hydrograph. Both direct runoff hydrograph and ERH, that is effective rainfall hydrograph, represent the same total quantity but in different units. Since ERH is usually in centimeter per hour plotted against time, the area of ERH multiplied by catchment area gives the total volume of direct runoff, which is the same as the area of DRH, that is direct runoff hydrograph. The initial loss and infiltration losses are estimated based on the available data of the catchment. Again, see this particular hydrograph which is having the components as base flow, time is shown in hours, then discharge is shown in this Q, rather intensity is shown in inches per hour. This particular D, it shows the duration of rainfall, it is 2 hours. This particular gray colored box indicates the rainfall losses, and this particular area, it shows the rainfall excess. It is the peak of the direct runoff. This is the time lag. This is the point of inflection. This is the peak, and this particular dotted line separates this hydrograph into two components. One is direct runoff and second is the base flow. The amount of runoff resulting from 1 unit, that is 1 centimeter, 1 mm, 1 feet of rainfall excess, typically we can plot in the form of hydrograph, which is called as unit hydrograph. It is essentially a tool for determining the direct runoff response to rainfall. Once you know the watershed's response to one storm, you can predict what will be its response for another storm will look like. Unit hydrograph can be derived from any flood hydrograph and vice versa. If you are knowing the components of unit hydrograph, you can predict or forecast that how the catchment will behave if the rainfall of so and so intensity and so duration it is going to occur. Basic assumptions of unit hydrograph. The effective rainfall is uniformly distributed within its duration. The effective rainfall is uniformly distributed over the whole drainage basin. Usually it doesn't happen, but for the sake of assumption, it is assumed that the effective rainfall it is uniformly distributed over the drainage basin, because the catchment areas are large and you will not find the effective rainfall it is uniformly distributed, but it is an assumption which is made for finding out the unit hydrograph. The base duration of direct runoff hydrograph due to an effective rainfall of unit duration is constant. The ordinates of DRH are directly proportional to the total amount of DR of each hydrograph. For a given basin, the runoff hydrograph due to a given period of rainfall reflects all the combined physical characteristics of basin time invariant. Here is a procedure for derivation of unit hydrograph from hydrograph. In first type, derivation of unit hydrograph from a given DRH or flood hydrograph. Here you can see, in a typical 6-hour storm, 4 cm excess rainfall is occurring. The flow recorded in the catchment as shown below derive a unit hydrograph for 6-hour storm. Assume base flow as 100 cubic meter per second. So here time it is given ranging from 0, 6, 12, 18, 14, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60 and 66 hours, and observed discharge it is given in meter cube per second as 100, 100, 300, 700, 1000, 800, 600, 400, 300, 200, 100 and 100. So how to derive a unit hydrograph? See, deriving a unit hydrograph necessarily means you have to find out its ordinates. So what is first step? Compute the direct runoff hydrograph. DRH, ordinates of flood hydrograph. DRH is equal to ordinates of flood hydrograph minus base flow. Base flow it is given as 100 cubic per second. So you will have to subtract this flow by the values of hydrograph. Then second, compute 6-hour unit hydrograph. You will have to find out by this particular step. Ordinates of unit hydrograph is equal to ordinates of DRH divided by excess rainfall. So here excess rainfall it is given, I think, 4 cm. So here the computations are shown. Just go through the computations. Time it is shown. Observed value of hydrograph in meter cube per second it is shown. Then the direct runoff hydrograph it is derived by subtracting the base flow from the column second, and ordinates of unit hydrograph are found by dividing the ordinates of DRH by excess rainfall. So you will get these ordinates for a new unit hydrograph. So you will have to plot just time versus this unit hydrograph, and you will get a typical curve which will show a unit hydrograph. Then derivation of DRH or flood hydrograph from the given unit hydrograph. It is a reverse process. Now you will have the ordinates of a unit hydrograph, and thereby you will have to find out the components of flood hydrograph. So let us see the numerical example. The ordinates of 3-hour unit hydrograph is given below. Assume base flow as 15 cubic meter per second. Derive the direct run of hydrograph for 2 cm, 6 cm and 4 cm excess rainfall. So here the time it is given ranging from 0369 up to 63 hours, and ordinates of 3-hour unit hydrograph in meter cube per second are given like this. So typically just go through the table. Here in column first, time it is mentioned, ordinates of 3-hour unit hydrograph and from this you will have to find out the ordinates of flood hydrograph for 2 cm, 6 cm and 4 cm rainfall excess. DRH due to 2 cm rainfall excess, then DRH due to 6 cm rainfall excess, and DRH due to 4 cm rainfall excess. These are computed by just multiplying this column 2 by 2, column 2 by 6 and column 2 by 4. Why 4? Because 4 cm excess rainfall it is required. Derivation of T hour unit hydrograph from given D hour unit hydrograph. If durations are different, then this is the typical third type to find out a unit hydrograph. If unit hydrograph of specified unit hydrograph is available, then we can derive any other duration unit hydrograph by using superposition technique. That means you have to superimpose one hydrograph over the other, but the use of this technique is limited. That is, if required duration is integral multiple of the given duration unit hydrograph, then this technique is easy to use and compute required unit hydrograph. For example, derivation of 16-hour unit hydrograph from given 4-hour unit hydrograph, then superposition technique is applicable. But when it is necessary to derive 4-hour unit hydrograph from given 16-hour unit hydrograph, then S-curve technique should be used. So this is an example of derivation of required T-hour unit hydrograph from given D-hour unit hydrograph, where T is the multiple integral of D. The ordinates of 3-hour unit hydrograph are shown below. Assume the base flow is 15 cubic meter per second and derive the unit hydrograph for 9-hour duration. So 9 is an integral multiple of 3, so that's why it is possible to find out the ordinates of this particular unit hydrograph. As you can see in table, time in hour it is given and ordinates of 3-hour unit hydrographs are given in meter cube per second. So in step 1, see the given duration and required duration. Given duration of unit hydrograph it is 3 hours, required duration 9 hours. 9 is the integral multiple of 3. Thus superposition technique is applicable. If we add 3-hour unit hydrograph by 3 times, then we get 9-hour unit hydrograph. That is 3 plus 3 plus 3, it is equal to 9 hours. But at the same time, when we are adding the 3 unit hydrograph of 1 centimeter each, resulted hydrograph will be DRH of 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 3 centimeter excess rainfall. Thus in second step, lag ordinates of given unit hydrograph by 3 hours and then again lag by 3 hours as shown in column 3 and 4. Add these lagged unit hydrograph in column 6. This will give us direct runoff hydrograph of 3 centimeter excess rainfall. Divide column 6 by 3 centimeter because we want to plot the unit hydrograph. So let us understand all this with the help of this table. Here the time in hours it is given, ordinates of 3-hour unit hydrographs are given. This is the lagged by 3 hours. This is column for lagged by 6 hours. This is the DRH due to sum of 3 unit hydrographs, that is 3 centimeter excess rainfall, and these are the ordinates of 9-hour unit hydrograph. So if you plot these ordinates, you are going to get the unit hydrograph for 9 hours. So these are the 3 scenarios by which you can find out either a unit hydrograph from a flood hydrograph or a flood hydrograph from the given unit hydrograph. We will see some more numericals in coming session. Till then, just go through the video, seek for some references. These are some good reference books I have mentioned over here. If you are having any doubt, you can contact me on my email address as dnpaitankar@sanjeevani.org.in. Thank you for listening. Happy learning.